Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is doing fine. I chose to do my service learning project with the Knights of Columbus. The Knights organizations are in dire need of volunteers as they're all getting up in age. It's getting harder and harder to find people to volunteer time, and it's especially hard in these times with COVID and everything. But on normal circumstances, it's still hard to get volunteers. So this cool cat here is my friend Pat, and he's one of the youngest recruits uh, of the Knights and camps at the KFC campground. Here, Pat and I were adjusting his shift linkage. Pat had just bought this used bike for his son, and we went all over it and made sure that everything was good before his son went out and hit the trails. Um, all the kids were very excited to help out and service all their bikes. I spent time with these kids. There was no COVID in the area at all, and these kids were all were sort of quarantined or together in the park, and we're always in their little group there at the Knights camp. So they had quite a lot of bikes and toys to go over. Um, it's funny to see that many of them never had touched anything like this. Normally the dad deals with it, or if he's not competent enough, he brings it to dealerships or small shops. But we went over the bikes and they had a lot of fun here. The kid with the orange hat is Aiden. The kid with the red hat is Lucas, and the other one with our back, his back to us is Mason. We charged the batteries on the bike. You can see here Aiden is about to put the charger on this small ATV. This bike here hadn't ran in a long time, so it needed some a little bit of maintenance for sure. We set the tire pressures. We did an oil change and inspected inspected the front end, the suspension components. We checked the coolant to make sure it could be stored for the winter, and we had to clean the air filter in the car because it was so nasty. It had been sitting for a while. Um, Lucas's bike had a flat tire. It needed a plug, a patch plug in it. Um, this little girl here also joined Suri. Um, she had never even put gas in a bike before or anything like that. She was just starting to drive that little DS in the previous picture. Uh, we had lots of jokes and lots of laughs. It was fun times. Here that's her little bike there, the little DS that hadn't run in a long time. It was handed down from her sister, and the tires were all flat. The wouldn't start. Um, so we spent some time trying to get that going. It runs good now. These are all the bikes that we looked at. Um, the red and black one on the right here is brand new. That's Mason's bike. He just got it. We didn't have to do anything to that one, but we all serviced the other ones, and they were going for one last ride before the park closed for the season, and they were storing their bikes. So yeah, we also took care of some of the members' boats at the Knights camp. We changed the oil in the foot here of this boat, me, Mason, and I. Um, it was important that he understood why we changed it, because sometimes there's water during the season that can get past the seals and mix in with the oil. And once that freezes over winter, if you don't change your oil, it could crack or break the bottom end of your motor. So we put fresh oil in there. And Mason also learned that it was important not to make messes and spill oil all over the place. So yeah. This is the Grand Knight here, Mark Armstrong. Him and I removed the docks out of the lake. We also had to do some work on the beach there, as you can see, as we had a big, huge storm and it washed out the entire the beach area. This is Pat and I. He helped me remove, take boats out of the lake and get them ready for storage. That's his truck there. We made sure to charge the batteries so they don't freeze over winter. Some people brought their batteries home. Some stayed in the boat. Uh, we changed the oil in the bottom ends with some of the kids. Put fuel stabilizers, cleaned the boats off, and made sure they were good to store for the winter. This didn't go over too well. This is one of the docks that they put in the lake. Um, it's on a rear axle of an old pickup truck, and they kind of just pin, you can see the hitch in the front. They pin on this thing and roll it in. I used my truck to do it that time, as I'm pretty proud to be a Chevy guy and proud of my truck. This did not go as planned at all. The axle broke off the end of it, and the entire dock fell sideways into the lake. It was horrible. We were all cold. Some of us had to go put our shorts on and go in the water and tried to flip that thing back with a jack haul. It was like, it took us forever, and they have lots of work to do on this dog before they can put it in again next year. There's the axle that broke off. It was sitting on the pole. There's two poles that slid in the back end of that dock. It's all mangled now. Yeah, the wood didn't go over too well. There's my Chevy there, with a brand new scratch from the jack haul there. Mark, he had a hard time figuring how that thing worked there, so I learned my lesson that day. Thanks, Mark. Thanks a lot. This is one of the Mark has a backhoe at the park there, and we're just cleaning up. There was some late night cleanups and fires. We were just cleaning up in the area. This was my father-in-law's boat. He passed away not long ago. Before I had a chance to take his boat out of the water, and he kept telling me, "My boat, my boat, my boat," and I kept saying, "I'll get to it." Dennis camps at the Knights of Columbus, and he's a proud volunteer, and he's volunteered lots of his time with the Knights and all the things they do, the volunteering they do around our area. He did send me some sun on that day that I took it out, but it was cold. But yeah, I knew it was looking down on me, so I had to service that one, and and I brought it to a dealership to tarp it because I didn't have time to. As you can see, it was late in the year. So that'd be it. That was the end of my time with the Knights. It was fun volunteering for those guys, and they're all good people there. So I had a good time, and it was fun with the kids. Um, they were right into it, and they enjoyed it, and so did I.